another video of us actually heeling outside. Actually, I think I've sent a couple, but just to kind of brief of, just to brief over this real quick, where I'm more focused on talking. In that video, there someone backs up into another car right next to us, so it was very distracting. Hey, I like, this is a long line, so it's extra long, but I like to have the leash short but loose, so that way when he's next to me and my hand is relaxed down by my side, there is a nice little bit of slack, a little bit of a comfortable pressure with him. Sorry, that doesn't make any sense. And that way, if I need to give him any feedback with leash pressure, I don't have to do all of this kind of stuff. I can just, move my hand a little bit or brace against him. So I like to have him on my left side. Again, nice short loose so that I can communicate with him easier. The command that I use to walk is, let's go. Good boy. And I want to keep that nice, relaxed leash. I don't want to be constantly giving him feedback. If I do that, if we're always talking to him, we're always having tension in the leash, that's going to cause a little bit of frustration. And it will just cause him to check out and blow us off because there's too much stuff happening all the time. And we typically become white noise if we over communicate. Nope. Right, in my leash. Sit. Nope. Sit. Good. So if we're walking, let's go is the command. If we stop walking, I like for him to go into a sit. Right now, because he's a puppy and he's learning how to be right here, I want to keep him right here level with my legs. If he's checking in with me and looking up, I'm going to mark and reward that. So if we're walking, he's looking up at me, I usually will say good, or I can yes and run backwards and let him chase food out of my hand. I want to really build that relationship where he's enjoying walking with me and he's engaging with me. What are you doing? Good boy. He's like right here. He's listening to me. He's like, who are you talking to? There's nobody in the room. I'm talking to your mom. So if we are walking and not in the training room where there's literally no distractions, I want to keep him moving. I don't want to allow him to fixate on other dogs or other people. If I let him stare at things, that's when he gets worked up. He's not aggressive by any means, but he's a little dog. They're very prone to making a lot of vocalizations. I want to just keep him moving and interested in me. So every time he starts to look at something, I just give a little bit of pressure back to my side and remind him, let's go, that we're walking, so he doesn't need to pay attention to those things. If he does start to bark, I just give him a little tap tap with the leash, let's go, or I'll say no, let's go, to remind him that he needs to heel with me. Let's go. But yeah, I want to interrupt that arousal. I don't want to let him walk towards or get worked up over triggers. If it's something where they're walking directly towards us, a lot of times I will switch him over to my other side so that I'm between he and whatever the trigger is, so that I am communicating with him that he doesn't have to have any type of interaction. It can allow me to keep him behind me so that he's not interacting with the other dog or the other person. We went to the Short Pump Dog Park. We walked up and down the fence line through the parking lot, and every once in a while he would get a little interested and want to kind of go see what they were doing, but he never barked, he didn't do anything rude, but I kept him moving and I didn't ever just walk him straight up to something and let him manifest feelings about whatever it was that he saw. Good boy. Sit. Nope. Sit. Good boy. And for his course, the 2-week course, I don't really do too much with, I don't do anything with off leash. His recall, it's all long line work, which is why he's on this long leash. I want to be really motivating and exciting for him to come over to me. I want to practice 100% success. So I'm not going to take him out where he's naked with no leash and start calling him to me, because I don't want him to learn that he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to come back over to me. So the long line is there not because I'm actually using it. It's just there if I need it, if that makes sense. So I don't want to Cooper, call him over with me while I'm pulling the leash. I want him responding to my voice. Cooper. Yeah, he's steady. He's a good boy. And I can throw treats away. Oh. Cooper. Oh. Boy. I want to practice building those habits of a recall so he finds joy in doing them. A lot of times what I see is people only call their dogs over to them when they need something from them. So it's having to come inside, stop doing what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. It's great to create a habit of every once in a while, you don't actually need them. You just call them over to you, give him a little playtime, and then, okay, let him go back to whatever it was that he was doing. So he's not thinking every time you call him, it's you taking him from something of high value to lower value, like he's going into his crate or whatever, it's things like that. And want him to just not have a lot of conflict with returning to us. So, Cooper, come away. Good job, buddy. Okay. I'm sniffing something over there. If he wants to go back and do that, he can. He doesn't have to. Very good, sir. Hey, place. Never use this one. Oh, wait. Good place. We just started messing around with place. He's not 100% with it yet. As you can see. Nope. Place. Nope. Place. Good. I wasn't sure if you were going to continue on with anything else once I got back into town. You don't have to. If you wanted to, this would be something that I'd branch off onto more. I like to use place for, nope, place. Did you butt in here? Impulse control, he is essentially learning that regardless of what is going on around him, he's not allowed to respond to it. So not to be like an over-controlling person, I just want him to build up the understanding of things are happening around you. You don't have to be a part of every single thing that goes on. Oh boy. I just think it's a nice skill set to have, something that I practice a lot at the beginning of training and the transfer at home. And then, sir, place. And then you can lead it off as he learns how to live with you in liberty. Go away. Okay. I do want to go over the tools that I've been using. So predominantly at first I was using just a slip lead. Your hair's caught in your hair. Which is great. It has its pros and cons. I switched over to a prong collar for him just because when he'd get really excited or worked up or started fixating on things around him, he was willing to disregard any type of pressure coming from the slip lead. So slip lead is just like a regular leash that goes around his neck. The prong collar, it does work through a level of discomfort. So at best, it's a minor annoyance. I don't want it to be something that we're using to create pain, inflict pain or anything like that. It's just a little bit more pressure that he's wanting to remove in the moment, whereas other tools, he's willing to deal with a pretty good amount of pressure for an extended period of time before he responds. So the prong collar really helped with keeping him connected with me and not checking out so much. So it is very important that we're mindful of how much pressure we're applying, just little taps, or a pressure is applied until, hey, out, yes, come away, don't you be eyeball. Oh my gosh, pressure is applied until we have the desired behavior. So that is the rule of thumb with pressure, is we're applying tension until we have the behavior that we want. Once that is achieved, we mark and reward. So it's essentially, the way I would use it is more so negative reinforcement. We're creating an annoyance that he wants to remove. As soon as he does the thing that we want, the pressure goes away, and then we can switch over to positive reinforcement. You'll get a prong collar with your course. I'll give it to you once we actually have an in-person lesson so that you know how to use it. So you don't need to go out and buy anything like that. I come back I'll be back the 18th, so anytime from the 18th on, we can get a lesson scheduled. I'm not 100% sure if maybe my emails aren't going out just because I haven't really heard anything back. So I will try to send it from, if you're getting this, then you've already gotten it, but anyway. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will probably check my email here and there while I'm on vacation, even though I shouldn't. Bam! All right.